no, we do not, I have not received any formal proposals, so if somebody, you have a, okay. All right, so we have one, and that's the only thing that's on our agenda for this evening. So informal proposals, stack is opening now.
I have one, but I'm not sure.
1, 2, 3, did you have one, Graham?
Graham is technically temp check
that's
right now. He has a informal proposal, since we are.
I'll take over for him if he wants to step down.
I can also just make it in general announcements and wait till the end and stay on facilitation pretty much to the end as another thing, but it is kind of informal.
Do you have anything to present?
Oh yeah, I had one too.
Okay, so yeah.
Why don't you do your thing?
Or also, since we are a small group, technically I believe that all of us are facilitators. His job is temp check and time. So if we could all, as a group, agree that we will help out with time if people are going over, to address them as such, we don't technically need him. So if we can just do a scaled down facilitation team for the evening, let me get a temp check. Everybody who's for that, up. Okay. I didn't get a count. Sorry. Up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Stand asides. 1. Anybody? Two stand asides. Anybody opposed to that? I got nothing. 1. Okay, so 1. So that's fine. So we are going into informal proposals with Sarah running stack.
This is kind of a borderline proposal. I wanted to recommend to the facilitation committee they contact Bob Alexander here at the Friends meeting, and we can keep having our meetings here. I don't see any reason they wouldn't let us. Alan just said he didn't want to be the point person for it. So, they have boxes back here. I don't know how you reach the guy, but he's in charge of arrangements. That's about it.
Bob Allen, you said?
Bob Alexander. I think I know somebody.
We have
What's your name, sir?
Barry. B-A-R-I.
We're gonna temp check it or?
Oh, yeah, sorry. That was that our informal proposal? That actually seemed sound like an announcement to me.
That seemed like an informal proposal, temp check.
Informal, okay. So, can you restate it, please?
That we should keep meeting here, and facilitation should make those arrangements.
Okay. So for facilitation to, you heard that. All right. All positive. Think that's a good idea. 1, 2, 3. 17. Stand asides. 1. And opposed to that? 0. Okay.
All right, I'm Zito. I've got an informal proposal. I guess it's not really that big a deal to me if this doesn't pass or not. It's about next Sunday's GA for Super Bowl Sunday. I was asking around what people would prefer, if we have it earlier or if we don't have it at all, and I've seen more people just wanted to maybe cancel next Sunday's GA just for the day, so we'll have a week in between the two. So I guess I just wanted to see a temp check and bring it as an informal in case.
But Dallas not playing. We can't cancel.
So that's really all.
All right, so temp check to cancel GA and have just a small, non-voting meeting or assembly next Sunday, due in lieu of the Super Bowl. All in favor of that? Raise them. 1, 2, 3. All those stand asides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All those opposed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Was that a clarifying question?
Yeah, it just popped in my head. If we don't have 10 people here, it can't be official GA meeting, correct? because we couldn't get 90% consensus even if we wanted.
Yeah.
I'm just pointing it out. It's a question mark there.
Well, you could get 100%.
You could get 100%, yes.
But it was just one of those things that was curious to me. So is there an official ruling on that by chance? Is my actual question clear?
I don't think we have a quorum.
Had we ever set a quorum, I do not actually know this. What information?
I would think that we would just trust, members of our community to not make any huge decisions. If there's like 3 people here, that's just gonna mess us up,
This is technically just a informal proposal, so we're just doing a temp check on it. So I'm gonna just.
Yeah, I was just curious as far as that goes.
That's cool. Yeah. No.
Except, we did originally have a quorum set, and then that was stopped, or put on hold while we were in occupation. Though because we're no longer in occupation, I'm not sure if that hold is valid anymore.
It's never been revoked.
Yeah,
So do you know what the actual requirement is?
I don't remember.
I think it was 100, wasn't it?
It was 100 people. Which is ridiculous to even consider.
All right. So are you happy with your temp check?
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Moving along. Third person with the informal proposal. Isaac.
Yeah, I was gonna clarify that, but I was gonna contextualize this before I present it, I guess, in saying that I really love meeting here, but I think we need to meet in the center of the city as well. It's more accessible. We're meeting in one of the most affluent parts of the Fan. I think we need to get downtown, and this is not because I think we should cancel GA for the Super Bowl on Sunday, but I was just gonna informally propose that we hold a GA in Monroe Park at 3 p.m. this Saturday. Just saying. And hope that the weather's with us.
All right.
This is in lieu of Sunday.
No, that had nothing to do with Sunday. Nothing, GA could still be Thursday or Sunday. I'm just saying, hold a GA Saturday, 3 p.m. in Monroe Park.
And one on Sunday?
This is unrelated. That could still happen too.
But
But
it's 2 consecutive days.
it looks like we don't know. Sorry.
Yeah, we're going back and forth. All right, temp check on Saturday, 3 p.m. Monroe Park, GA. Raise them all in favor. All those stand asides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then all opposed. Looks like 0 to me. So there you go. All right, next informal proposal.
This could have been a announcement as well, but I think it works well as a proposal, and because it is something I'd really like to be thinking about, and it may come back as a formal proposal as we talk about it more if there's some interest in it. And it partially comes percolating out of a group of us went to Acorn Community yesterday and had a really cool time out there, learned some really good things from some very experienced communitarians. And one thing we talked some about was their process and how they do things. And one thing that I thought was really interesting and something we might consider implementing is that they have two meetings a week. The Thursday meeting is about an hour and a half, purely discussion-based meeting. They make no decisions on their Thursday meeting, and they find that this is really helpful because nobody's stressed out at all, because it's purely a discussion meeting and people can just discuss very broadly topics that are of import to the community. And then Sunday is their business meeting where they actually take things that have been discussed and threshed out in a group setting, and then somebody comes with a proposal usually that has to do with the discussion that took place, and then they actually go through people's issues and resistances, and they usually discuss those things as well. So at the last GA we talked about consensus and the way the discussion fits into that, and we got to hear about how a 100% consensus model works and what they use with their discussion. I actually took a picture of their process, it's written out kind of like our process is sometimes written out. I'd be happy to share that with everybody, post it to the website and stuff. But I'd like to informally propose that we consider changing our process to be a Thursday discussion meeting and a Sunday business meeting in which we actually make decisions, and consider that as a model. The other thing that I'd like to consider, which is I guess like a second informal proposal that might be woven together with the first, or it might be different, would be to say that there, and this would probably be a bigger change, but essentially that a lot of people are not here right now because they've gotten really tired with the particular process that we have been working through in the last several months and weeks. And it's and the amount of decision making that the GA has been making, I think, has been frustrating people. They'd like to see just like people doing good work and supporting each other in doing good work. So there's been discussion of the spokes council model, which is something that's been implemented in several GAs, which is basically that like work groups and affinity groups plan actions, plan events, plan things that they work on, and they bring to the GA less for approval and more for information sharing. We are doing something, you can join us, and whether or not it's a successful event depends not on whether or not the GA approves, but if people show up. And I'd just like for us to be considering generally, and that's why I'm making this an informal proposal. I'm not going to propose this formally next week, but generally be considering changing the format of our GA to be less focused on decision-making around proposals and more focused on action-oriented items and activists from all across the city coming together to share ideas and actually ask for support from each other. And I'd even consider like maybe Occupy continues to make decisions in this process that we've been doing, but we sponsor a separate kind of GA that is like focused on any activist across the city joining in a space to talk in this kind of spokes council format about actions we want to work on throughout the year. So just some things like informal proposals, again, not going to come back next week, but stuff I'd like to generally be talking about with everybody. And if anybody's interested in either of these ideas, please chat with me.
Awesome. All right. So do you want to summarize that real fast?
So summary, two informal proposals. The first is switch over or change our GA format so that we have one discussion-based meetings on Thursdays that is not where decisions are not made unless it's an emergency situation, and a business meeting on Sundays where we actually bring proposals, discuss them thoroughly, and make decisions. That would be one informal proposal. A second informal proposal would be to change the way Occupy Richmond does its GA or offer the space for another kind of General Assembly that focuses on a spokes council model where activists from all walks come together not to like become a unified organization, but to work on collaboration, share information, share ideas, and support each other in actions that we actually agree upon, not making the assumption that we will all agree with every single thing that's going on.
All right. Voting on the first one.
I should have done those one at a time.
That's cool. First one, Thursday discussion GA. Sunday, decision making.
Corporation
Sorry.
GA.
All right, so Thursday, Sunday discussion, decision making. All those in favor of that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Stand asides. 1, 2. Opposed? 0. All right, and then the second one, spokes council style, where we invite more activists to come and share. Okay, all those in favor of that? Let's see a positive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Spokes council model.
11, 12, 13, 15, 16. Okay. Stand asides. 1, 2, 3. And against. 1. All right.
Could I also just ask, because I think that was probably like to the idea in general, just to get a quick temp check, maybe not even though for and against, but just a temp check. of who's supportive of actually replacing our GA format with that GA format, because they're kind of two different things.
We'd have to know more about the format, I think.
Okay, never mind, let's just talk more.
Okay. You had a clarifying question?
Yes, sir, moderator, is it okay if I, direct a clarifying question for the first proposal, informal proposal that was made by Graham?
It's slightly out of process, but if everybody's okay with that, let's do it. Just a quick, all right, there's a pretty, yes, go for it.
Mr. Evans, in, changing our, meeting format to a discussion GA on Thursday with the, business and or decision-making GA on Sunday, are you saying that these discussions will, develop issues and that we can possibly, develop proposals and actions around these issues that will probably come out of the discussion? Because what I'm saying is, the discussions are for, and then from what we discuss, what happens.
Right.
Okay.
The format that Acorn was very, very clear about, that what they do is, I mean, they did say that people oftentimes brought proposals to business meetings to be consensed upon, but they said that most of those came out of discussions that either were one or across the several weeks of discussion, and they would form because there was discussion prior to the proposal coming to the GA or to their meeting for a consensus. So yeah, I think the answer to your question is that their format, and what I'm suggesting is that the more discussion we can have, this information coming from experienced communitarians, the easier the consensus process can be, and that if you aren't in constant crisis because you have to pass something today, now, it takes the stress out of things significantly.
Thank you.
All right, cool. And that closes the end of informal proposals, correct? All right, so we are now moving on to formal proposals. Does anyone have